Hey everybody, it's your boy King Dave the Warrior, and I'm here with some stand-up comedy for you. Now, I'm not always good at telling jokes, but making people laugh is like breathing air for me. I literally breathe it, make you laugh. Yeah, growing up, I've always made people laugh somehow, whether I'm saying something clever or doing something dumb. It works either way. You know, life is funny sometimes, you know? You won't believe how many funny situations I've been in. Like, for example, one day I was brushing my hair because my little 90s afro came in. And when I'm looking in the mirror, trying to look all picture perfect, I turn around and run straight into the door that I left open. And don't worry, it didn't hurt that bad. I'll tell you another funny thing that once happened. When I was 13, I was learning to ride a bike for the first time. And when I had no handbrakes. So I panicked and thought, what should I do? What should I do? And then I got the idea that, maybe I could just jump off the bike and land on my feet like you can do in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That would work. But did it work? Nope. I jumped up, lost control, fell onto the street, landed on tiny bits of glass, and had the bike laying on top of me. I was alive that day. Yeah, apparently the bike I was riding is the kind that you could pedal backwards to stop. But I never got the hang of that, so I just abandoned ship. Next thing you know, I walk home, I got blood going down my knee, my sister's crying, and it looked like I just got into a bad accident. My mom was probably looking at me like, "What happened to you?" Be like, "Oh, I jumped off a bike." Who jumps off a bike and comes home with blood coming down their knee and cut up gums and all that? Who does that? Honestly, only David would. I tell you, I did a lot of dumb stuff growing up. Like one time, I found a candle that looks perfectly like an old cupcake, a Hostess cupcake. I must have been hungry because I completely ignored the fact that that cupcake was a darker shade of brown than the real thing. I also completely ignored the string that was sticking right out of it. So what do? I ignore all the obvious signs and take a bite. It tasted horrible, it tasted hard, so I spit it out and threw it in the trash. Next thing you know, I find out the hard way that was one of my mom's candles. I ate a candle almost. That was how hungry I was. The fact that I ignored an obvious thing like that. Another funny story I'll tell you is the time I messed up my TV. Now, I'm a 90s child, so I had one of those old heavy TVs, the kind that, makes you want to wear shoes so that if it slips out of your hand, it doesn't crush your feet. Those kind of TVs. Yep. Old TVs. Honestly, before I get sidetracked, I'm just going to continue. So what happened was one day, we had a cat who threw up on the back of one of our TVs. And so I somehow thought it was a smart idea to spray the back of the TV. Not caring for the fact that that liquid went through the air vent and into the TV itself, shutting it off. I had made the mistake. Oh wait, no, this was not a TV. This was an old Comcast box. Our cat threw up on it, so I sprayed it, to clean it up and end up busting the box. And I made a similar mistake before or after that, where I needed to clean the TV. I spilled water into the back of it, and no more TV. That was a smart move, wasn't it? Who here remembers those old TVs? The kind that you would have antennas on and put like a piece of aluminum foil, wrap it around it to get good signal? I tell you, those were the good days. Back when TVs were heavy and you had to mess around with the antennas. I tell you, I'm actually more thankful that we have flat screens now. I think almost everyone has flat screens nowadays. Because who would want to go back to those boxes we call TVs? I remember how heavy those things used to be. I would pick it up and immediately wear shoes first, because as heavy as they are, the last thing I need is for it to slip out of my hand and fall on my toes. Those things were a pain in the booty. We actually had one TV that was so big you were able to put a smaller TV on top of it. And I tell you, this was a big TV. Not a big screen TV, but a big TV. The kind that had like a built-in radio in. This TV was so huge, today I question how we managed to get something that big into a 2-story apartment. Like, that was our version of a big screen TV. The great thing about today's TVs is that they weigh less, they're easier to carry, and you could actually install them into the wall, which is a trick I have not figured out yet. I imagine you would need a drill and some stuff. But yeah, that's the age we're entering. One year, I went over to Disneyland and entered this place called the Day of Tomorrow, or the House of Tomorrow, sorry. And they showed a frameless TV. A TV with no frame at all. No black edges, just all image. My only question is, was there even a back to it though? Was there a back? Or is it just a thin piece of glass that they somehow managed to broadcast television on? If so, then we're just as advanced as the Chinese. I actually heard that in China they actually have toilets that can warm up your bum. I mean, my goodness, that would actually come in handy for me, because sometimes I get up after midnight. You know, you never know when you wake up after midnight and you need to take care of business. You never know. I actually wonder what else it could do. Could it charge my phone? Could it pay my taxes, my bills? Could it also make music? Can it glow in the dark? Who knows? It's an advanced toilet. I've actually seen in some houses a flat screen TV, a small one, inside a bathroom. So you're saying I could watch TV while taking a crap? This is an answer to prayer. It's a miracle. I could play Star Wars Battlefront 2 and take care of business at the same time. The question is, what's next? When are we ever going to get robots that will do all the cleaning while we just sit around and do nothing? It might as well. We're getting pretty close to that age. We already have the hoverboard out. But guess what? It doesn't really hover. It's got wheels. They call it a hoverboard because, I don't know. The hoverboard definitely looks like a tricky thing. I almost wanted to get it, but the last thing I need is for me to fall backwards onto the concrete. Okay, because I honestly don't think I could do it. I'm sorry. I cannot do the hoverboard because I'm worried that if I make one wrong move and have that thing go too fast, I'm gonna fall backwards onto my butt. That's the last thing I need in my house. Whew. But yeah, other than that, we're coming along very well with technology. Very soon, we're going to have robots taking our place in the workplace. But I honestly hope we don't end up like those people you see on the space cruise in that movie WALL-E. Who here remembers WALL-E? A good movie, a sweet movie about two robots saving the world, saving mankind. I would hate to see us go so far in technology that we end up obese, sitting in a chair, letting robots do all the work for us. That would be a nightmare. It would be the end of mankind as we know it. So I really hope it never gets that far. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by today. I apologize if I wasn't as funny as anticipated, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Shalom.